So, can you be successful selling insurance as an introvert? Well, I'm going to tell you my story as a shy homebody and how I've been successful in sales, specifically insurance sales, and really give you some advice as a longtime, many-year insurance sales agent and agency owner on actually how introversion, if that's your personality type, is actually a good thing when it comes to helping people with insurance. My name is David Duford. I own Duford Insurance Group. I train agents nationally to sell final expense, Medicare, and annuities, and ACA under 65 health insurance, face-to-face and over the phone. You can head on over to davidduford.com/FAQ if you would like to learn more. So, being an introvert, is it possible to be an introvert and be successful selling insurance? Well, I would say yes, because I am pretty much the type A first example in the dictionary of an introvert. Specifically, just to let you know a little bit about me, I am the Myers-Briggs personality. I think that's what it's called. I'm an INTJ, which is severe introvert that is more interested in staying home, not going and attending group meetings, that prefers calmness, quietness versus constant engagement. As far as my personality type, I'm very, very fearful and high anxiety of speaking in groups. I can do it, but boy, does it drive me nuts. I don't like speaking to groups larger than 10 people. I start to get a little bit quiet and don't participate as much. And as a kid, I used to be afraid to call Pizza Hut to place an order, not to sell them something. So, but despite that, I've had a lot of great success selling people individually and in groups in the insurance space, as well as obviously getting on camera, talking about the business authentically, and sharing my ups and downs in the business. So I guess where I'm going with this is, how can you guys do the same? And what I want to spend some time on for you introverts out there is comforting you, because being an introvert, you actually have, I think, more opportunity than you think to be successful, helping people and getting them results when it comes to selling insurance. So this isn't supposed to be, and it may sound like this, like a thing against extroverts. Extroverts are extroverts, right? But introverts, I want to kind of emphasize some of the things that introverts feel maybe is their weakness, which is actually their strength. So one of the things that, of course, introverts are very shy. They don't like to talk as often. Doesn't mean they don't like to talk, but maybe in group settings or where there's multiple people, unfamiliar, they're kind of reserved, right? That's how I am personally. But that actually leads many introverts to be, I think, some of the best listeners when it comes to selling. And in selling, it's not being extroverted and talking out of constantly about how great you are that sells insurance. That's exactly the opposite happens, actually. What sells insurance is you listening intently while asking very intelligent, open-ended questions. And that's what truly matters if you want to have success in sales. So if you're an introvert out there, what I would ask you to do is think about that. You probably are a good listener. You probably pay attention to detail more, or feel like you do. And these are things that are powerful concepts that help you make sales. If someone feels like they've been listened to, that you care about them, that you're authentic in that representation of caring, they don't care that you're shy. They want to do business with you because you're interested in them by showing interest of listening, and they're going to be more likely to buy from you because of that. Again, the other thing too about introverts that I personally did that helped me a ton is that, you know, one of the things that always drove me crazy, high anxiety, is having to pick the phone up and call people. I hated doing that as a new agent. And I felt like if I was forced to do that, then it would prematurely end my business. I didn't have a problem sitting down one-on-one with people. I had done that in my prior business of selling personal training, fitness training. So I'd like that process of it, but calling the phone was just a high anxiety opportunity. And so what I ended up doing, and what I would recommend to you guys, is you can't replace you. You got to go out there and sell the thing. So you got to learn to be comfortable with that. More on that in a second. But if there's something particularly irking or stress-inducing like picking up the phone as it is for many people in this business, this is something that you can hire out and let somebody else handle instead of you having to do it. For example, when I first started, I hired an appointment setter to call my leads so that I wouldn't have to pick up the phone. All I'd have to worry about is running the appointments. And then for me personally, I didn't mind door knocking them because the other aspect was I had a card in hand, a lead, and I could show that person it was in fact them that had requested me, not the other way around. So on the same chord, I didn't ever cold call because for me, my introversion was I never liked to disturb people. I never wanted to show up unannounced to a person who didn't request anything. So having some kind of lead system where they request the information, again, built my confidence up to where I didn't mind doing that. So again, for me, that was my weakness. I would ask you to kind of think of the same thing too as an introvert. Where are the things that are just the highest anxiety? There's no shame in having to outsource it. You know, we live in a capitalistic society. People will be happy to do that for a fee. And the other things too that work really well as you progress through this business is to drive your traffic generation towards inbound instead of outbound. Again, if you're a telesales agent, inbound leads might be a better solution where the leads are calling you. You kind of operate in a position of strength because they are pursuing you. Likewise, brand building kind of eliminates some of that stress of talking to strangers because they have the opportunity to get to know you. And frankly, most of the population likes the opportunity to investigate you, get to know you a little bit better, and before they decide to pursue you. But by the time they do talk to you, if you set a preset appointment or they call into you, they've already got to know you a little bit. So there's a different level of comfort than being flat out cold on a cold call. And then the last thing I'll add here, and this is true for extroverts and introverts when it comes to prospecting or selling insurance, is that bottom line, time and exposure reduces the fear and anxiety, okay? You have got to expose yourself to uncomfortable situations. That is the essence of selling insurance. You've got to take a leap of faith. You've got to be frustrated. That's kind of normal when it comes to this business. But what I will tell you is those first couple of iterations or attempts are going to be the most stressful. Just like it would be working out. Your body's going to react in shock to what you're doing to it. It's going to be like, oh my gosh, you're stressing me out in a way I've never experienced. You're going to be low energy, feel bad. But over time, if you keep it up and work through that initial resistance, you start to adapt. Your body gets stronger. The stress from the workout isn't as bad. And that's the same thing in this business. What I have found is that bottom line, if you keep this process up, it all starts to become rudimentary. You start to repeat the process over and over again. And it doesn't have the same stress level because you kind of expect it. You predict it. It's no big deal. And so, again, there's no way to get to that point than to otherwise do it. So don't let your introversion box you into the point where you can't experience growth, okay? So introversion's okay. It's great. It actually is going to benefit you in a big way, but don't let it stop you from pursuing this business, okay? So bottom line, it's okay to be an introvert, and you can experience success if you have the right mindset on how to deal with it, how to optimize it to your success, and how to take action despite of it. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions, any comments, leave below. If you're interested in being an introvert and joining my agency, go to daviddufour.com/FAQ, and thanks for watching.